Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Intellectual Saviors of Wrestling with your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin.
and the one and only Sam H. And this is the Smackdown review from the 23rd of August. Their fallout from SummerSlam, and the debut of some new, unoriginal titles.
Yeah, the opening segment was backstage in the locker room. Had a few of the Smackdown superstars in there, including one Dolph Ziggler. And AJ Styles appeared and was celebrating his victory from a couple of nights back.
Yep, celebrating beating Cena, and he even had Cena's armband.
Yeah.
Which he left in the ring.
Yeah.
It looks like your prediction was true. Cena is buggering off for a while again.
Yeah.
How's that? The face that runs the place loses a rivalry for the first time since JBL. And that's it. He's thinking, screw that. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah. But then got a bit heated between him and Dolph.
Yeah, he called Dolph a loser. Said he didn't belong in his locker room. And that just flipped him off. Dolph headbutted him.
Yeah.
Went into a big old backstage fisticuffs.
Mm.
And they had to be pulled apart by superstars and a couple of referees.
Yeah. And then we went out to the ring. We were greeted by various tag teams and the women's division. So I think it's safe to say we were getting the tag team championship and the women's title being unveiled.
Yeah, I mean, they did send out a message a couple of days before saying Smackdown would debut new championships.
Yeah, one slight bit of criticism on this. I'm sure you're going to touch on this. So,
oh yes,
the titles weren't exactly hidden when they went to the ring, though, and essentially, the titles are exactly the same as the tag titles and the women's championships on Raw, except for the women's title. You've got a blue background, and the tag team titles, you've got blue straps, and they're silver instead of bronze.
I have a real problem with this. A real problem with this. I mean, we've had 3 opportunities in the last couple of weeks to make new original titles.
Yep.
And what do we get? We get reskinned copies of titles we've already got. It's lazy. Now,
Yeah.
I've touched on this in the past. You go back to our era, the Attitude Era, what we grew up with. There were 7 titles. None of them looked the same.
No.
European, Hardcore, Intercontinental, the Women's, the Heavyweight, the Light Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Every one of them looked different and had their own identity.
Yeah. They're getting a bit lazy.
I mean, the Hardcore title was essentially a broken old WWE World Heavyweight title, strapped up with a bit of tape. But that's the way it looked. It was new. It was original.
Yeah. Yeah, so
They get the perfect opportunity to give us new belts, and we get lazy belts.
yeah. So those were the titles. And then it then got discussed how them titles are going to be decided. The women's championship is going to be decided in a 6-pack challenge match at Backlash.
Yeah.
You're going to have Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss, and Natalia. You can forget about Natalia.
I tried to.
Yeah, all 6 of them would be in a match at Backlash to decide the new women's champion on SmackDown.
Yes. And the tag team titles were slightly different. They're doing a tournament.
Yeah.
It's going to culminate in a final match at Backlash.
Yeah. But then after that was announced, we got interrupted by the hottest free agent in wrestling. No, we're not talking about Bayley because she got signed by Raw now.
Hey.
We're talking about none other than Heath Slater.
Yeah, and it did get mentioned by Daniel Bryan. How does he keep getting in the building? We're going to need to look into this.
Yeah, and then he was like, I want to win some championship gold, baby. And then Daniel said to him, well, Heath, you can't win the women's championship.
He was looking at it.
He's like, going, I don't want the women's championship. I want the tag team titles.
And he doesn't have a tag partner.
No. But Shane then offered him a deal. He could find a tag team partner by the end of the night. They would enter him into the tag team tournament. They would have their match next week. And then if he wins the tournament, he will get a Smackdown contract.
Yeah. I can't really see him winning it. That would sort of be a bit of an insult to the tag teams already in the competition.
Exactly.
But it's fun to see him look backstage for a partner.
Yeah.
I mean, who's really going to team with him?
No. So, we had our first match of the night, highlighting the women's division. We had Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Different from the usual two that they use.
Yeah. Yeah, this was okay. Like women's matches are. It was a bit short.
Yeah. Don't know why as well, but randomly we had Natalia and Naomi on commentary.
I imagine they're going to be fighting next week.
Yeah.
Judging by the other women's match we had later in the evening.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Becky Lynch ended up picking up the victory.
Yeah, with her submission, the Disarmer.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying around the time of SummerSlam, Becky Lynch had put out a tweet saying someone's leaving here without an arm. And there was a picture of Finn Balor in a sling.
Oh. Gosh.
I know. So, yeah. She's got the momentum going into Backlash.
Yeah. Right. We then had our first tag team match from the tag team tournament.
Yes, the tournament.
We had the Usos facing off against the Ascension.
Now, I still think the Ascension is quite an underrated team.
They are. They were really good in NXT.
Yeah, you watched their original NXT title run. It lasted nearly a year.
Yeah.
No one could beat them. And since they've been on the main roster, they just haven't really done anything.
No. And unfortunately, very predictably, their luck wasn't going to change here. The Usos picking up the victory with their tag team splash from the top rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, that's all I really want to touch on it. To be honest, it was alright.
Usos win. The Usos win.
So yeah.
And they're in the semi-finals.
Yes, they are. So, and then I believe we had our first backstage segment of Heath looking for a tag team partner.
Yes.
And he found none other than the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz.
Yeah. Who looked to be quite happy to be Heath's partner.
Yeah, it was really surprising. Sounded like he was on board and everything, and it was going to take his career to new levels, or whatever it was exactly the words he used. Yeah, but then The Miz lowered his hood, and he was actually on Bluetooth headset talking to allegedly Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, who is apparently making him the new Indiana Jones. Because that's gonna happen.
I think Harrison Ford might have a thing or two to say about that.
Yeah. You see, Miz, I would concentrate on actually getting on the big screen first. not straight to DVD movies like you're currently recording.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then after that, we had the Smackdown general manager, Daniel Bryan, make a match for later on that night. We would have AJ Styles facing off against Dolph Ziggler. The stipulations on this match was a little bit confusing, though. AJ Styles won. He would have a one-on-one match with Dean Ambrose at Backlash. But if Dolph won, it would then be a triple threat match.
Yeah.
At Backlash. So either way, AJ Styles is in the title match.
Yeah, I think they said that it was because of his win over Cena at SummerSlam. Automatically makes him the next contender.
Yeah. Hashtag beat up John Cena.
And he did. So no, I was quite looking forward to that main event.
So yeah. Yeah, and then a random one. Nikki Bella made her debut, I suppose, on SmackDown.
Yep.
After making her return at SummerSlam, and she got ambushed by Carmella, of all people.
See, this was a really strange decision. Knowing how often they flip the Bellas from heel and face to heel and face. Not quite the Big Show's level, obviously.
They're not far off.
Not far. And it's like, what's the point? Carmella is still liked by the crowd from her NXT days, and me, for her NXT days.
Yeah.
And Nikki Bella just is not that good a face. To be perfectly honest with you.
No, I think she's better as a heel.
I mean, come on, just listen to her theme music. It says you can look but you can't touch. That's not quite a face music.
No.
So no, this match didn't really get started.
No. Yeah. And then just quickly to mention some before we get lost in the rest of the end of the show. We also had a sort of promo and slash few random fact messages about the impending return of one half of the Edgeheads.
Yay!
Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, the better half of the Edgeheads. Sorry, Zach. You were never as good as Kurt. Yeah, apparently apparently Kurt Hawkins doesn't fear that winter's coming. Winter fears Kurt Hawkins is coming.
Yeah, and apparently as well, Death had a near Kurt Hawkins experience.
It's a good one.
So yeah, we'll be looking forward to see when Kurt's going to be back on our screens.
Yeah, I'm happy that he's coming back. Underrated wrestler.
So yeah. So in the next segment, we had Randy Orton appear on television after his brutal match with Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Orton came out and said that he's bled before. He's got 10 staples in his forehead.
Yeah.
But before he could go really into depth to talk about it, the lights went out.
Which can mean only one thing. The Undertaker's coming back.
Oh, if only. We do miss the dead man.
Yeah. Right. It's the Eater of Worlds.
Yep. The new face of fear. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is the new angle with rivalry they're going with of Randall.
Yes. I mean, it's never been done before.
No.
But for God's sake, if I only have one thing for this rivalry, just one thing I want.
Let Bray go.
Bray's got to win. I mean, Christ, we know what Orton can do. His best days are behind him. There's no point in him going over.
Right.
No point.
Nope. Yeah. That was that one. And then Yeah, and then we had the next match in our tag team tournament.
Yeah.
The American Alpha versus Breezango.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to win this match.
So, we have a tag team that actually, are a good tag team against two guys who just kind of got thrown together.
And are awful.
In a throwaway segment with the Golden Truth. Who are another awful tag team.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, I actually quite enjoyed this match. It went a bit longer than tag team matches normally do.
Yeah, which is surprising.
The Alpha's got a lot of good tag team moves in there.
Yeah. As you would expect.
There's a double drop kick, a double throw out the ring.
Yeah, but in the end, American Alpha picked up the victory.
Yeah, I mean, there was a great part where Tyler Breeze went for a super kick and Jordan just caught the leg, and gave him a throw right into the corner. And that started the sequence of the run into the corner.
So, yeah.
Grand amplitude. 1, 2, 3.
That's all she wrote. So and then now it's main event time.
Not the main event mafia.
Jesus. Right, it was Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles to determine who and what sort of match it would be at Backlash, facing Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, just before this match started, we had a segment with Dean Ambrose coming in. Apparently he'd been to the casino. He was wearing a big old 10-gallon hat. Yeah, and apparently he got a waitress to bring him a Red Bull and a coffee because he needed to stay awake. He said he didn't care what match it was. I mean, he's won triple threats before. He won the biggest triple threat in history.
Yeah.
So he wasn't worried, and he was going to go and do some commentary.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a decent match.
I really enjoyed this one. They gave it a decent amount of time.
Which makes a change.
I mean, it must have gone on for at least 15 minutes.
Quite long for Smackdown.
I think they dedicated a lot of time to this one.
It needed it, to be fair.
And it went back and forth. You didn't know which way it was going to go, which is rare in a match. There were a lot of good moves in there, but the same thing with Dolph Ziggler matches. No matter what he did, he just couldn't put AJ away.
No. And that was ultimately his downfall.
I mean, there was an epic bit in this match where AJ bounced into the ropes, right into the zigzag, and you thought he had done it. No. Kicked out.
Jeez.
Even Ambrose was there saying how good of a match it was.
Yeah.
But no, ultimately, in the end,
Mr. Beat Up John Cena himself ended up picking up the victory.
with the Styles Clash.
Ooh.
He doesn't actually finish a lot of people.
Well done, WWE. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will now be Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles at Backlash for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
And the show ended. AJ Styles went over to Ambrose and said, right, I'm coming for that. Ambrose, the fighting champion of the year, stood up. When you want this, come and take it.
Yeah.
And AJ backed off, went, whoa, not here. Not here. We do it at Backlash, not here.
Yeah, so that wraps up for Smackdown this week. Just a tiny thing to touch on that I've found out today. We're going to be seeing another debut
Really?
shortly. Haven't been given the exact timescale, but Samoa Joe is coming up very shortly.
Oh no.
And apparently he's going to be on SmackDown.
Oh,
So we're going to have another big heavyweight contender on SmackDown, thank God.
Another heel.
Yes, very much needed heel.
And just to touch on one other thing, we had a brief segment during the show about Brock Lesnar. Apparently, Stephanie McMahon fined him $500.
Yes.
Which is nothing.
No.
Shane McMahon was not happy and said she's not taking it seriously and this thing with Brock isn't over. So you got to think somewhere down the line Shane is going to bring in someone to take on Brock.
I think we all know who it's going to be, inevitably.
I am hoping it is not him.
They were calling his name enough at SummerSlam. Apparently he even took to Twitter and apologised for not appearing.
Oh, God. I'm hoping that's not true. I mean, if you go back 12 years, WrestleMania 20,
and try not to.
If two guys in their prime couldn't pull off a decent match, what good is 12 years on them going to do?
Yeah. Asks the big question right there, doesn't it?
I don't need to see it. So, that about wraps things up for the SmackDown review.
Yep.
From your hosts, the master of the brain damage,
I've been Martin.
and the one and only Sam H. We will see you soon for more shenanigans and hijinks and everything else. Adios.